All right, we're going to call the May 19th meeting to order. Roll call.
Macula, here. Mr. Carr, here. Mr. Miller, here. Mr. Smith, here. Mrs. Keeper.
Here, this time we will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, is there any board members who desire to add, delete, or separate any items of the consent agenda as proposed? No. All right, I need a motion to approve the meeting agenda as presented for the regular board meeting on May 19th.
So moved. Support.
Roll call.
Mr. Macula, yes. Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Miller, yes. Mr. Smith, yes. Mrs. Keeper.
Yes, motion carries. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held on April 21st, 2025.
Move.
Support.
Roll call.
Mr. Macula, yes. Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Miller, yes. Mr. Smith, yes. Mrs. Keeper.
Yes, motion carries. Are there any board members with correspondence? No. Mr. Carroll? Mr. Small?
I received notice of resignation from Barry Bach and Jessica Reigard.
Thank you. Will you continue recognizing our guests and visitors?
Yes, and guests with us, thank you for being here. Could you please just introduce yourself?
Yep, Andrea Hassett, Amber Hansel, Diane Pickering, Stephanie Sutton, Sherry Brown, Brittany Schmidley, Dr. Dolores Feinberg,
Brady Roofer.
Taylor Johnson, Alexa Snell, Jenny Conrad.
Thank you, everyone. We will start right now with a presentation by FFA State Treasurer, Ms. Taylor Johnson.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Taylor Johnson, a very recent graduate from Evergreen High School. Today I'm going to be sharing my journey to Ohio FFA State Office and give some insight on what my year will look like. So after months of preparation, late nights of perfecting my application, mock interviews, and endless self-reflection, the moment finally came. My name was called at the Ohio FFA State Convention, and just like that, I became an Ohio FFA State Officer. But before I tell you about the honor of serving, I would like to walk you through what it took for me to get here. The process to become an Ohio FFA State Officer starts long before convention week. First, you must submit a detailed application. It includes everything from your FFA achievements to your leadership roles to an essay about why you desire to serve. It's your first chance to show the nominating committee who you are on paper. If selected to move forward, you go through a rigorous interview process that includes a personal interview and a scenario interview as well. Each part of the interview is with a panel of judges, and it is designed to challenge your communication, teamwork, and leadership skills. And yes, it's stressful. You feel like your whole FFA career comes down to just a few hours. Then the hardest part of all was waiting. Waiting for about a month to figure out what the rest of the next year would hold for me. But once my name was called, everything I knew was made happen for a reason. I found my stress turning into purpose. Serving as a state officer is not just for the title, it's a full-time responsibility. I traded my summer break for training and traveling across Ohio and building a bond with my officer team that will become like family. Throughout the year, I will visit chapters, so I'll visit other schools, FFA and ag programs. I will lead workshops with them, speak at conferences and different award banquets, and I will work to represent over 30,000 Ohio FFA members. I'll put thousands of miles on the road and spend more nights in hotels and at friends' house than I will in my own bed. I'll miss some of my sister's sporting events, her homecoming preparation, and probably a few holidays at home. But what I will gain is far greater. I will get the chance to inspire the next generation of FFA members. I will grow into a stronger leader and experience firsthand what it means to serve something bigger than yourself. I would like to take a moment to sincerely thank the Evergreen community for their unwavering support and everyone who has helped me become the person that I am today. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
We're going to continue on to the playground committee.
Hello, everyone. We are the members of the Playground Committee, and we are excited to share with you what we have been working on for our school over the last 4 months. 23-24 school year, we had what might have been a record year for new kindergartners. Among this amazing group, we had a number of students with physical needs. As we watched them at the playground, we saw how little of the playground surface they could utilize with ease. We also realized that there was no equipment for them to access independently without adult support. Later in the year, on April 17th, 2024, Mrs. Paulson with a group of students and teachers to the all-inclusive playground in Bowling Green as part of the Cleveland Cavs College Tour BGSU Special Olympics field trip. This trip sparked a desire in 2 of our kindergarten teachers' hearts to work towards having an inclusive playground at our school, one that all of our students would have independent access to. The idea was born in a movement towards the goal we had. Principal Brown felt it was important to gather as much information as possible before involving a group of district staff to help with the project. She did not want to get any hopes up and then the project would become too big and not doable. Through a conversation that I had with Principal Brown, she learned about Sylvania's current efforts to create an inclusive playground. I also shared that the organization Wood County Place had been a big part of the Perrysburg Inclusive Playground organization, and Principal Brown then shared about her hopes to begin the same project here at Evergreen. We decided to reach out to Mr. Ryan Weekman from WTOL. He and his wife run the organization Wood County Place. This organization also had a part in the BG Inclusive Playground. Principal Brown and I went to our meeting on September 25th, 24, with Mr. Weekman, hoping that the organization might be able to help with financial contribution, but unfortunately their funds are typically reserved for Wood County. We did, however, leave with a lot of information and resources about the process, playground companies, and alternative funds. This meeting gave Principal Brown the motivation to reach out to local skill companies, asking them to join the collaboration to make the dream of a new playground a reality. On December 4th, 2024, Principal Brown emailed the entire staff to invite anyone interested in being a part of the planning process to the first playground committee. At this meeting, we all felt passionate about bringing this dream to a reality and decided to hit the ground running. We decided the best starting point would be to continue the research Mrs. Brown has started. Some of the topics included: what are the ADA compliance standards and recommendations? What is the recommended lifespan of playground equipment? And how old is our current equipment? What resources and programs are available to offer guidance and resources for inclusive playground projects? And would there be community support? Would there be any local businesses or organizations interested in collaborating on the project?
As we began researching these topics, more questions arose and more research was completed. Principal Brown met with local steel companies to learn about any ways, be it resources, ideas, or financial support that they could help us move forward with this project. We received recommendations and suggestions from the organizations and companies, leading us to new resources, ideas, and plans. March arrived and we felt we had a solid plan, a reasonable quote for the project, and the start of some community support. Principal Brown had a meeting on the calendar with Mr. Small and Dr. Swineford to discuss another topic as well as the door project. She decided to add the playground project to the meeting agenda. At this March 14th meeting, Principal Brown presented the playground idea, the support we had received, and ideas for ways to raise funds were discussed. At the end of the meeting, Mr. Smolla gave his blessing for the project to continue. At that point, we pushed forward to find a way to get the students and community excited about the upcoming playground project and let them feel a part of the process. We decided a coin drive would be a great way to start, and we're thrilled to get the idea out to families. We met to finalize a flyer, then got the word out to parents through Parent Square on April 12th. As the information about the playground has begun reaching more of the community, we have received questions about how this project is being funded. Everyone would like to know why we didn't start by asking the district to fund the project. This is a very valid question. There are actually a few reasons why we chose to start with fundraising for this project and wait to approach the district for financial support. First, historically, big projects like this have not been district funded, but funded by the community through parent groups and booster organizations. Some of these projects include the original playground was funded by MVP, formerly EPA. The shelter on the back playground was funded by EPA. The synchronized clock system, including the digital clock at the main doors of the elementary, were purchased by EPA. All front playground updates, the 2 fence expansions, additional swing set have been funded by MVP. The sidewalk from the elementary to the high school was funded by EPA. The upkeep of the baseball and softball fields by parent volunteers. MVP has also funded many technology upgrades, including amplification systems, iPads, iPad projectors and charging carts, smart boards and microphones. 2, we knew this would be an expensive project. We wanted to be able to show that raising the money would be feasible and that we were willing to put the work in to help with the financial burden. 3, we wanted to show that the community would support tax dollars being used to help fund this project. 4, looking at surrounding school districts who are actively working towards or in the past have done playground projects, ask the community and local businesses to financially support their projects. As a staff, we have seen a lot of funding requests that we feel are more of a priority than a playground upgrade turned down. So we suspected that this project, at full cost, would be turned down as well.
The above reasons are why we chose to start our collaborations with MVP and the community. Waiting until this point to approach the district to help with funding for this project. We wanted to get enough funds to show that this project is financially feasible. We also wanted to show that it is a project that is supported by the community. As of today, we have raised $9,124 through the community's donation to the Small Change for a Big Change fundraiser and through business contributions. We also have a business who is willing to donate the labor to remove the mulch from the current playground. MVP has generously contributed $19,500. In total, we have raised $28,624, which we feel is amazing. We recently learned that Wood County Plays has not received many requests, and so we may be able to receive support from them. The grant application has been submitted, and if approved, we could receive another $10,000. We hope to continue our fundraising efforts to continue reaching our $150,000 goal. At this time, we would like to ask the district to consider joining our collaboration to help fund this project. As we have shared, we understand that this is an expensive project and understand that you need to consider what makes the most financial sense for the district. We are happy to answer questions you may have to make the best decision. At the very least, we hope we have your full support to continue moving forward and work toward providing an amazing play space that can be easily utilized by all of the children in our community.
The next part of our presentation will be a slideshow, and I have handouts of the visuals for each of you.
Slideshow.
Yes, there's a.
Good, I just can't see the screen, so
Yeah.
as long as I have it here.
I didn't
Thank you.
tilt it. Oh, yeah.
That's fine, as long
And
as they're
I'll come
here.
around under the mic. All right, so during our research, we've learned a lot of information. We learned that the life expectancy of most playgrounds is roughly 20 years. And our current playground at the elementary will be 30 years in April of 2026. The original quote, we looked at a couple different companies, and the original quote with the equipment and surfacing was just under 400,000 with $386,136.35. Like we said in our letter, that we've reduced that final cost to roughly $150,000. We also learned that no permit is needed for our representative with Game Time, which is the company that we're proposing to go through. And we've also made sure to include sensory pieces, handicap accessible equipment, and surfacing to accommodate all. We also considered slides that are not enclosed to be sure that all students are visible at all times, which is a current concern that we have on our current playground. The proposed playground has some inclusive features that offer a level flat turf surface, a sensory wave wall, swing double rider with adaptive safety belts, a duo swing seat, melody groans and chimes, wheelchair accessible spinner, and then partial shade coverage. And then the next slides are the pictures or the images of what we are proposing. And so you can see this is just kind of a top-down aerial view. Current setup, the swing staying in the same place, but a few adjustments. You'll notice You'll also notice that there are, 3 total slides with opportunities for multiple children to go down at the same time. I think like 6 kids could go down safely the slide at the same time. Monkey bars are another feature that is, added that we currently do not have. Just another side view of the structure itself. Some musical elements that are added. The sensory wave wall. And then these standalone structures, I really think I'm really excited about, because they not only are just accessible for students with physical disabilities, but they truly promote inclusive play with their same age groups. Like I said, we have got some different quotes from different companies. We looked at 3 different ones. Landscape Structures was our first one, and that one was just around $400,000, just under. Then we looked at Game Time, and the playground structure came at $116,884.89. And then through a very generous community member, gave us a referral, and had a connection with Urban Greenscapes, which they are a surfacing company, and they quoted us $26,543. You'll see that significant price change between the level surfacing, and that is because of a connection that a very generous community member has. Timeline, we know that once payment is received, it takes about 8 weeks to get the materials, and once the materials arrive, the installation takes a week. And the flat surface will be determined in the near future. We haven't had that discussion yet. And thank you.
Questions?
So there, where it's at right now is everything that is on here would fit right where it's at right now. There'd be nothing. We're looking at $122,000. The goal right now. 20,000 in.
Not unless we get that grant, we're able to get that $10,000 grant, to reduce the final cost.
The surface would be similar to like the track surface, correct?
It would be a turf surface, like a grass, flat turf surface.
Gotcha, like an artificial turf, like the field or like the track?
I guess I'd have to see the difference in the two.
Okay,
But it's something that wheelchairs can travel across, same as walkers, because we have students with both, so it's accessible for all.
Northwood has a playground similar to that. Is anyone here familiar with it? Okay,
I visited a few, but not that one.
Okay.
Which one? I'm sorry.
Northwood.
Oh.
We during wrestling tournaments between, and we walk around and. Yeah, they have a flat surface. It's more like the running surface on the track as opposed to the football field. I was just curious.
There is a rubber type that you can get, that comes with a 5-year warranty. This surfacing comes with a 20-year, and it's very comparable in price. So we thought, why do something for 5 years when we can have it for 20? The life of the playground or longer. So that's why we decided on the turf.
Thank you.
So that's the maintenance is just that every 20 years. There's besides anything, is there any others?
You may have to put sand like other turf surfaces, but other than that, nothing else that I'm aware of.
Do you think 10 to 12 weeks if you're looking to do it in the summer, I would assume?
We would like to if we could. It would be great to have it ready for the kids when they come back. But they also, I did talk to the lady just recently about the tariffs that are being enacted right now. She said if it's something we're able to do, if we're able to do it just after June, because June 1st is when their price increase goes up because of the tariffs. So if we can do it even within a few weeks of that, they'll be able to waive those for us.
When would you be able to know about the Wood County grant? Did he have a timeline?
August 1st is when we find out for sure. We can, they'll call back to see if they've received any, because odds are if we are the only one, because at the time we called, there weren't any applicants. So if we are the only one, we're hoping that we would receive it. And Ryan Weekman also said, he would help promote it, on the news for us, if that's something we're interested in.
What is the terms, like if you order today, is it 30%, 10%, what needs to be down, you know?
I hadn't gotten that far, but I can find out if that's something you're interested in.
Okay.
Um,
8 weeks and when, or how long it's gonna take for everyone to come.
Correct.
Want it done, we'll try to start before school.
There's no, let's do it before June 1st, there's no tariffs. Cool.
is the board willing to make a decision tonight? Is the board want to put it on the next agenda? Where is everybody set?
I'm,
Okay.
Are you two comfortable? You wanna have discussion, put it next month, or are you,
Thing is, we do it next month. We
but
have
we're
to
kind of behind you.
yeah,
Yeah.
But we also know you may need some of those pieces of information, and if you would like us to get that before you make a decision, we're happy to do that. Sorry, I'm talking to the whole team.
I would say, I'll go with, but look and see if Eric could do it with yours, if it's 10, 20%, you know what I mean, down.
right,
You get that going, then vote on it. For June next one.
I'd say at this point, the board supports
Yeah,
the playground completely, and like Jason just said, if we can get that first payment out under yours and we don't need to wait for us to go ahead and move along with it.
cool.
You need anything additional? No?
All right.
Thank you,
ladies.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll jump right in with Mr. Carroll's financial reports.
All right, thank you. Stacks of papers in front of you, have, cash reconciliation form with. Shows that we are balanced with the banks. We have our financial summary by fund, this is how we are appropriated. The cash summary report. Showing the balance that we have in each of our funds. The disbursement summary, these are the disbursements that we. Checks that we issued during the month of April. First graph you see are is our revenue and expenses compared to our forecast. End of April, we are 83% of the way through our fiscal year, which wraps up here June 30th. Next graph is our payroll and benefits broken down, compared to our forecast. We have spent 83% of our payroll budget and 83% of our benefits budget. We received our final income tax collection, puts us up 13% over last year. Then the 5-year forecast, 2 items that I wanted to kind of touch on here. The third line down, you see the income tax. For fiscal year 28 and 29, those numbers decrease because it is up for renewal. So you will see that down at the bottom, line 11, you'll see those added in there. So they are broken out because it's not guaranteed money. The other item are capital outlay under expenditures. For fiscal year 25, we do have a significant increase. That's because we purchased an extra bus that I wasn't planning on for insurance purposes. And then next year, later in the agenda, we will be voting on purchasing a bus with a lift. But that will be ready to pay until next fiscal year. So it is kind of odd. So there's a little bit of a jump there. On the agenda, we do have 2 donations, which we're very grateful for. Then we have a bunch of appropriation modifications. These are just tweaking our budget as we approach the end of the year. And kind of finalizing our numbers. That is all that I have.
Any questions for Mr. Carroll right now? All right, thank you. So we're gonna jump right into the financial section. Recommended by Brian Carroll, treasurer, to approve the following financial items. To approve the April 2025 financial reports we just reviewed. To accept the following donations, $100 anonymous donation to the Student Assistance Fund, $334.36 from Fulton County Pork Producers to FFA. Also to approve the following appropriations, modifications, and amend resources accordingly. Increase the general activity elementary for $6,000. Increase the capital projects for $37,799.98. Increase the athletic department for $47,000, FFA for $22,000. Increase the yearbook for $5,000. Increase the outdoor education for $5,000. Increase the food services for $75,000. Increase the Title IV for $246.29. Increase the Title I, $1,703.94. Increase the Title II, $596.84. Decrease to the ARP homeless for $469.41. A transfer of $3 million from general fund to capital improvement. Transfer of $37,799.98 from general fund to the athletic department for wrestling mat. And a transfer of $200 from student assistance to outdoor education. And also to approve the 5-year forecast to be submitted to the Ohio Department of Education by May 31st, 2025. This time I just need a motion to approve the financial reports and other financial items.
So moved.
Or
Questions or discussion?
rest of the match finally come in.
They came in last month, we finally paid for them, now I just have to move the funds to where we originally agreed for them. So they are in, yes.
Food service. 75,000. They're
So,
still running that, I mean, significantly behind still.
yes, and partially is because the budget was set low. So I'm just having to add money, increase the budget, but then, yes, we are having to move money from the general fund, it is.
Once the fiscal year is over, we'll have a better number, where we're being for the year.
Yes, and so I mean, we have an RFP out right now. If they get next year's, I think they'll have a full year under their belt. If they
Better
get
make
next
sure after a full year.
yes.
Thank you.
May I interject real
Yeah.
quick? But the playground. Because of the number, the high number. If Evergreen starts paying for it, we have a whole list of rules that we have to abide by. So this would have to go out to bid. You guys had quotes and everything from multiple companies and all that paperwork that maybe we could look at. That doable, okay. Just trying to process while going through my financials about how this is gonna look, is since we haven't collected any money. So it's just, there's some rules that we have that we don't have to follow, so. Just trying to think out loud a little bit, but. How well would I have?
All right, roll call.
Mr. Baculus,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Stevens.
Yes, motion carries. We'll move on to personnel. We need to approve John Herdman as a summer custodial worker as needed from June 1st, 2025 until September 30th, 2025. Compensation is set at $13 per hour and a maximum of 40 hours per week. Superintendent or the superintendent designee will coordinate hours and make all work assignments. Also to approve Ronnie Woods as a summer custodial worker as needed from May 19th, 2025 until September 30th, 2025. Compensation is set at $15 per hour at a maximum of 40 hours per week. Superintendent or the superintendent's designee will coordinate hours and make all work assignments. You also need to approve an unpaid leave for Rosalind Coach effective May 1st, 2025. We need to approve the following high school and middle school paid volunteer event workers for 24-25 school year. Chris Dougherty. We need to accept the resignations of Barry Bach effective August 30th, 2025, and Jessica Regard effective May 30th, 2025. Need to offer the following teacher a 1-year limited teaching contract effective with the start of the 25-26 school year. Tracy Green for high school business teacher. We need to offer the following teachers a 1-year limited teaching contract effective with the start of the 25-26 school year. Bryce Bailey, Danielle Boger, Sarah Freese, Jennifer Hoffman, Sarah Ludwig, Michelle Paulson, Diane Pickering, Eleanor Sutter, Katrina Specht, Amber Hansel, Brian Lamb, Martin Nichols, Thomas Polachek, Moira Replinger, Lindsay Scourin, Emily Turner. To offer the following teachers a 2-year limited contract effective with the start of the 25-26 school year. Nicole Bondurant, Alex Lutheran, Madeline Stewart, Alexis Howell, and Lori Schmidt. To offer the following teachers a 3-year limited teaching contract effective with the start of the 25-26 school year. Sharon Lipinski. To offer the following individuals a 1-year limited non-teaching, non-bargaining unit contract commencing on July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026. Tess Sutter for district nurse, Andrea Donahue, a one-on-one nurse, John Eckelbarger, technology coordinator. To offer the following individuals a 2-year limited non-teaching, non-bargaining unit contract commencing on July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2027. Ashley Ferner, assistant treasurer, Trent Williams, the maintenance director. Need to offer the following individuals a 3-year limited non-teaching, non-bargaining unit contract commencing on July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2028. Jennifer Conrad, communications director, Tony Doble, technology director, Jason Liu, groundskeeper, Melissa Nagy, accounts payable, and EMIS director, Dawn Spradlin, transportation director. To offer the following individuals a non-teaching 2-year limited contract effective at the start of 25-26 school year. Julie Duvall, Cheryl McIntosh, Scott Westbrook, Christine Williams, Jamie Godey, Michelle Morin, and Brent Wilder. To offer the following individuals a non-teaching continuing contract effective at the start of the 25-26 school year. Rita Brand, Vanessa Martinez, Dawn Kundick, and Tana Mugler. To offer the following supplemental contract for 25-26 pending the completion of all people activity permit requirements. Kyle Bossetter, head boys basketball coach. John Myers, head bowling coach. Cora Keller, head cheerleading coach. Steve McDowell, head cross country coach. Hunter Knowles, head football coach. Matt Gleckler, head girls golf coach. Jake Dawson, head boys golf coach. Jacob Bott, head girls soccer coach. David Scozen II, head boys soccer coach. Kelsey Wolf, head volleyball coach. Kyle Keller, head wrestling coach. Dawn Spradlin, assistant athletic director. Darcy Feedback, ticket manager, and Santana Villarreal, athletic trainer. We need to also offer the following supplemental contract for 25-26 school year pending completion of all and any certifications and licensure requirements. I am not going to read all those. I'm sorry. Give you a second to look at it now. We also need to approve the following additional extended days for the 25-26 school year. Ashley Ricker, high school secretary for 5 days. Sharon Lipinski, elementary guidance for 5 days. Lindsay Scourin, middle school guidance for 10 days. Amanda Brame, high school guidance for 20 days. And Alexis Howell, vocational education for 30 days. We also need to approve the classified and certified substitute list provided and maintained by the Northwest Ohio Educational Service Center throughout the 25-26 school year. Assignments will be made by the superintendent and or the superintendent's designee. We also need to approve the substitute teacher and classified substitute reasonable assurance of employment list for the school year 25-26. At this time, I just need a motion to approve the above personnel positions.
So move.
Support.
Questions or discussion? All right, roll call.
Mr. Becula,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mrs. Seaver.
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to offer Joshua Williams a supplemental contract to serve as the head girls basketball coach the 25-26 school year, pending the completion of all people activity permit requirements.
Move. Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Becula.
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
No.
Mr. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Seaver.
Yes, motion carries. We'll move on to other business. Need a motion to approve a salary increase for all district employees of 4% in the 25-26 school year, 3.25% increase in the 26-27, a 3% increase in 27-28, and update the board employee compensation ranges accordingly.
So moved.
Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Becula,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Seaver.
Yes, motion carries. Need a motion to approve an agreement with the Northwest Ohio Educational Service Center to provide training, support, resources, and handbooks to all mentor program participants for the 25-26 school year.
Move. Or,
Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Vacuum?
yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
And Mrs. Keefe?
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to set the cost of preschool tuition to $1,000 for the 25-26 school year. Provide a discounted price of $950 for families utilizing a one-time payment and a late payment fee of $50, making that $1,000 total for 24-25 school year.
Move.
Support.
Is that supposed to be 25-26 there?
No, it's saying last year. was
Okay, last year's, okay,
Awesome.
okay. Any other questions, comments? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Vacuum?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith? Yes.
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve an overnight trip for the high school volleyball team to attend volleyball camp at Hillsdale College. Students will depart on July 10th and return July 12th, 2025. Students will stay in dorms on campus. Coach Kelsey Wolf will be the trip supervisor, and parents will transport students to the camp. Cost of the trip will be covered by the students and the program.
Support.
Question, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Vacuum?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keefe?
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to accept the lowest best bid for repaving portions of campus parking lots and to add a concrete pad to the bus lot from Henry Bergman in Genoa, Ohio, at the cost of $179,901.51.
So move.
Forward.
Question or discussion? Roll call.
Vacuum?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keefe?
Yes, motion carries. Need to approve an agreement with Secure Tech out of Columbia Station, Ohio, to upgrade campus network wiring to accommodate new access control systems and integrate the 911 inform system at a cost of $57,300.
Move. Or,
Questions, discussion? Roll call.
Vacuum?
yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keefe?
Yes, motion carries. We need a motion to approve an agreement with Safe Harbor Security and Fire from Vermillion, Ohio, to upgrade campus access control systems at a cost of $28,745.
So move. Or,
Question, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Vacuum?
yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keefe?
Yes, motion carries. Need to authorize the superintendent and treasurer to purchase a diesel bus with an accessibility lift from Cardinal Bus Service and Sales and Service in Lima, Ohio, at a discounted price of $135,555.
So move. Support.
Questions, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Vacuum?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keefe?
Yes, motion carries. Need a motion to authorize the superintendent and treasurer to purchase a utility tractor from Hartman Energy USA LLC from Stryker, Ohio, at a cost of $35,362.
So move. Or,
Question, discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Vacuum?
yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keefe?
Yes, motion carries. We need to authorize Earl Mechanical Services out of Waseon, Ohio, to remove and replace the high school hot water boiler and the elementary hot water boiler at a total cost of $137,886.
Move.
Support.
Questions, discussion?
A lot of hot water. Yeah, yeah, how old the other ones were?
Original building.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Water. That's all I had.
Roll call.
Mr. Vacuum?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keefe?
Yes, motion carried. We need a motion to approve an agreement with the Northwest Ohio Educational Service Center to cooperatively participate in special education services for fiscal years 25 and 26 at a cost of $1,271,036.81. The board and Northwest Ohio Educational Service Center agreed that $1,196,036.81 of this amount shall be paid pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code 3313.845 for applicable law by having this amount deducted from the board state foundation payment with any remaining balance being invoiced and paid directly to the Northwest Ohio Educational Service Center.
So move.
Support.
Questions, discussion?
This is a general discussion for 1.2 million. They provide us with.
Support services, aids, all of our special ed needs.
Thank you.
Roll call?
Dracula,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. Need a motion to approve a memorandum of understanding with the Fulton County Health Department, Board of Health, and Evergreen local schools concerning the use of facilities in the event of a public health emergency.
So move. Support.
Questions, discussion? Roll call?
Dracula,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. Need a motion to approve an overnight trip for the high school girls basketball team to attend team camp at Cedar Point, Sandusky, Ohio. Students will depart on June 9th and return June 11th, 2025. Students will stay at the Cedar Point Express Hotel in Sandusky, Ohio. Coach Josh Williams will be the trip supervisor. School vans and parents will transport students to the camp. Cost of the trip will be covered by the program and players.
So move. Support.
Question or discussion? Roll call?
Dracula,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Kiefer.
Yes, motion carries. Need him, okay, I'm gonna read all this. So, sit tight. We need a motion to approve the following resolution in support of the Fair School Funding Plan. Evergreen Board of Education's resolution in support of the Fair School Funding Plan. Whereas the Ohio Constitution grants a thorough and efficient system of common schools throughout the state. Article 6, Section 2. And the Ohio Supreme Court has repeatedly ruled that the state school funding system must be both adequate and equitable. And whereas nearly 90% of Ohio school-age children attend Ohio's public schools. And whereas a group of school superintendents and treasurers led by State Representative Robert Cupp and John Patterson developed the Fair School Funding Plan that included a number of recommendations to meet the constitutional mandates. And whereas the 134th Ohio General Assembly passed into law a 6-year phase-in of the Fair School Funding Plan and appropriated funding which amounted to 1/3 of the cost of full implementation. And whereas the Fair School Funding Plan was developed using research-driven input to ensure that all Ohio students receive the resources necessary for a high-quality education, regardless of their zip code. And whereas the current state budget being debated by the state legislators for fiscal year 2026-2027 contains provisions that threaten the Fair School Funding Plan, which undermine the district's ability to plan for the long term and harms our ability to serve our students. And whereas the budget passed by the Ohio House will shortchange Evergreen Local School District by approximately $140,000 compared to what would be provided by the state under the Fair School Funding Plan. And whereas a fully implemented and regularly updated Fair School Funding Plan benefits all Ohio students by ensuring predictability, adequacy, and fairness in school funding allocations. Whereas the board opposes a provision in substitute House Bill 96 that would cap school districts' carryover funds at 30% of the prior year's operating expenses, redirecting any excess to reduce property taxes. And whereas districts maintain reserves to manage uncertainty in state funding and to meet 5-year forecasting requirements, making this cap fiscally irresponsible. And whereas this proposal would undermine financial stability, force cuts to student programs, and increase reliance on local levies. And whereas while addressing property taxes is important, this provision should be considered separately from school funding legislation. Now therefore it be resolved that Evergreen Local Schools Board of Education, 1, expresses strong support for the continued implementation and full funding of the Fair School Funding Plan, including the use of updated research-based cost inputs that reflect current economic conditions and student needs. 2, opposes the 30% carryover fund cap provision included in substitute House Bill 96 and urges its removal from the budget bill. The board recommends that any proposals related to property tax relief be considered separately, and in full consultation with education stakeholders. 3, calls upon the Ohio General Assembly and the governor to uphold their commitment to fair school funding by ensuring that future biennial budgets fully fund the fair school funding plan and update local cost calculations to reflect the actual costs of educating Ohio students. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to members of the Ohio General Assembly, the Governor of Ohio, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce, and other relevant stakeholders to emphasize the need for continued investment in Ohio students and public schools. Adopted this May 19th, 2025 by the Evergreen Local Board of Education.
So moved.
Support.
Questions or discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Vacula,
Yes.
Mr. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Keeper.
Yes, motion carries. Mr. Smolla, would you like to take over discussion and information?
Yeah, I had one item on here, our strategic plan, the initial draft is completed, it's in your packets. This is an entirely new plan from our previous 2 strategic plans. We use data collected through surveys, building level and community meetings to determine the areas of focus. We're focusing on 4 goals: academics, culture engagement, student supports, and facilities. The overarching theme is to look at our curriculum and determine the best way to successfully deliver it to our students, from content to instruction to support to facilities. We will continue to develop the plan with strategies to achieve the goals and objectives and present it to the board in June for approval. Any questions? Our last 2 plans had 5 goal areas. This one we're down to 4. We've accomplished a lot with the last ones, and again, this gives us our direction we want to go for the future.
Awesome. Any questions, Mr. Small? All right. Mrs. Brown?
Good evening. Wanted to thank Mrs. Setmeyer for the amazing art projects that she helped the children create for the district art show. Also, our turnout for the tea party on April 27th was amazing. We had 275 people show up for that. So I want to thank MVP and our teacher team that all band together to help make that event amazing. Also want to recognize Mr. Dobles, who goes above and beyond always to help us anytime we need it for assistance at the elementary. He has been phenomenal with all the help and assistance he's given to us. Also wanted to let you know that OTES and roster verification have been completed for all our teachers. Thank goodness, over. And on Friday, May 2nd, we hosted a substitute luncheon where our staff got together, created a wonderful luncheon for all of our substitutes that come throughout the year. And we had several of them attend because they were actually in our building. They appreciated that we were able to give them gift cards, some little plants just to show our appreciation, and lunch for the day. So it was a really nice event that our staff created for them. Also wanted to thank MVP for a wonderful staff appreciation week. They provided our staff with so many wonderful treats, gift cards, and just appreciation overall. They're pretty amazing to us, and we're very appreciative. Mr. Torrance, if you were able to make it out, he had an amazing spring choir performance on May 7th for our families. Every family that I spoke to that evening had nothing but amazing things to say about him and our 107 students that are involved in our choir. So he continues to go above and beyond in everything that he does for us. So we're so fortunate to have him. We also wrapped up Lifewise on May 9th. Mr. Smolla and I met with our Lifewise facilitators on May 13th to discuss a possible teacher survey that was sent out to our staff. Also feedback on the program and plans for next school year. So hoping to talk with them a little bit more about those things. Dr. Swineford and I also met with Mrs. Ford and Mrs. Wise to discuss feedback on the Viking Voyage tutoring that took place this year. It was outstanding. We've had since I've been here, we've had the most students in that tutoring program with the help of our high school mentors and middle school mentors that came over. It was awesome to see. They had so much structure, a lot of collaboration between the facilitators and our teachers. So it was a very meaningful process for our students, which was nice to see. The money that was donated for that through the grant was very beneficial, very much appreciated. And it sounds like through the feedback that was given. We're hoping that we receive additional funding for that with the help of Dr. Schweinberg. Mr. Polachek is finishing up the final touches on field day. He is creating an awesome day, including we were hoping a dunk tank, but it doesn't sound like that's going to be possible due to the weather and the cold temperatures. But that's going to be this Friday, May 23rd. And wanted to let all of our families in the community know we appreciate all the donations coming in because that helps make it so much more fun and easier for us to handle that event. Ag Day was a huge success. We want to thank Ms. Howell for her efforts she put in above and beyond. Our kids came back, they were raving about the day, getting to get up on those tractors and do all the activities and events. So they had a great time. So Ms. Howell did an amazing job. So thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Our teachers wrapped up class lists this past weekend for final approval. We are going to get those sent out soon so that we can prepare letters for our families for the 25-26 school year. Also, our fourth grade students will be celebrated and recognized on May 29th. I apologize, I put in there April 29th. It is May 29th. Our families are more than welcome to come. We'd love to have them to attend this event. Our students will receive awards and they'll get to take their final walk through the elementary building. So we're excited to have them do that. We also did receive our math state test scores. Our ELA state test scores have not come in yet. So I was hoping at the June meeting, I could give you the full report on our state test results. I just wanted to bring some stuff. Field day will start right away. Our volunteers come in at 8 o'clock. So we'll begin shortly after that. We do have to we're going to have Airstream in the gym with 4 different areas, I guess. And so they're either going to come Thursday after school or Friday morning. So we're hoping that gets started right away too.
Fourth grade awards in the morning.
They are in the afternoon. I believe it's 12:30.
Oh.
Any other questions? Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Small, do you have Mr. Burkholder?
I do.
Okay.
Mr. Burkholder is unable to be here, wanted me to share some items with the board. One of them being the May People's Champ, who is Deb Bard this month, who said is a positive leader in the building, always willing to help and lead by example. The middle school Amazing Shape competition wrapped up on May 2nd with their final round. Congratulations to the 2025 Amazing Shape champion, Anna Stern. The middle school and high school combined for their spring choir concert on May 6th. Great show for all age groups. Thank you to Mr. Rosen for such a great concert. On May 8th, the middle school hosted families for the spring middle school band concert. The event was well attended and the students did a great job. Thank you to Mr. Lyons and Mr. Stearman for the efforts preparing our middle school students for the event. On May 27th, the Evergreen National Junior Honor Society will hold its induction ceremony for its new members. Thank you to Mrs. Christensen and Mrs. Schmidt for organizing the event. And to finish out the year, the middle school will be having a number of activities going on and events. 6th grade camp is taking place. 7th grade will hit the Mud Hens for a field trip. 8th grade will be going to Put in Bag. And the 4th quarter All A's Breakfast and Roll Awards are yet to come here at the end of the year. So very busy in the middle school to wrap up the year.
Thank you. Mr. Rupert.
Hey, good evening. Life has gotten a little easier now that Sunday's over. First of all, congratulate class of 25. As I said yesterday, they're gonna be missed. They are a great class overall, so congratulations to them. I do want to, I know we've recognized Mr. Wagner and Mr. Lyons previously, but I just want to tell you guys, working with them for the past years has just been amazing to see their passion, professionalism. They're rare and one of a kind, so congratulations to them on retirement, and they've served our district well. Friday, May 16th, we finished all AP testing, except after I did this, we have 2 kids who now have to come back and make up because there was a system error. I want to highlight Mrs. Elby, who's come in early, even when we've had delays. She's come in early so that way we could get kids tested. So a couple more days we'll have AP testing done. Our big event was Friday, May 9th, our Future Friday. That was huge. We had over 58 guests in the building. Planning started back in December. We had people in the gym, kids went around and met with different ones. I've heard positive feedback from our presenters, guests, our kids. One nice things I heard was they said how respectful, engaging our kids were. They were shaking hands, they were asking questions. Mr. Miller, hopefully you can attest to that day. We had a bunch of different sessions they went to. We had businesses, partners come in, so it was a great event. As you can see on the report, there have been a ton of events. Choir concerts, band concerts, art shows, FFA convention, we had field trips. Our fun is winding up, and now kids are just getting ready for exams next week, so. Taking a deep breath and enjoying the last week and a half. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Rupert. Mrs. Schmidlin.
I wanted to give you an update. Each year we receive a special education profile. I think last time I presented, I shared on a rating that we received from the state. That's kind of a little snapshot of this overall rating or this profile, but it is based on the 2023-24 school year. So there are 6 essential questions that are part of this profile. The first one more so regarding preschool. So the question is, are young children with disabilities entering kindergarten ready to learn? We did meet most of these targeted areas, one being the least restrictive environment. So our preschool classrooms are an inclusive classroom. It's called an integrated preschool classroom, so a mix of students identified with needs and typical peers. So we did meet that indicator. One indicator that we did not meet is in regard to social emotional development, and this is based on, it's called a child outcome summary form. It's a process that we complete when kids enter the program. We fill out, there's certain areas and criteria that we have to rate, and the goal is that by the time they exit, they have shown growth. Quite honestly, we met with state support team at the beginning of the year, trying to go through the data and see how we could improve this area. I'm not sure I'm gonna meet with them again, because I don't know if this is, they're just not meeting that growth rate, or if it's based on, maybe a reporting error, because it is reported in EMIS. So that's something I'm gonna continue to work with our team on to gather more information on that. The second area is just, kids coming in from like Help Me Grow services. We're met that target as well, so just an area we're gonna focus on with preschool. The second, essential question, are children with disabilities achieving at high levels? This is based on some of those state test scores. So in the area of reading, we did meet for grade 4, but we do have some growth with, our ELA scores for students with disabilities in grades 8 and high school. So that's another area of focus that we will look into. As far as math proficiency rates, we met all of those areas in grade 4, 8, and high school are the areas that were targeted. The third essential question is whether students have access to general education environments. And this is something in the past that we have made some shifts on, moving toward more co-teaching, giving kids access to the general education curriculum. We did meet those areas. The one area that we need that was slightly a little bit beyond the targeted was children who have to attend separate facilities, so maybe IEC or those that was slightly above. So that's something we always continue, but sometimes kids just need that support and service. So essential question 4 is whether kids are ready for work post-secondary, so more high school related. We did meet our graduation rate, we met our dropout, all those different areas, so we were on target with that. Essential question 5 is meeting timely evaluations, anything that needs like a corrective action. We did meet those, there were no concerns with that. And our last was question 6, whether we are providing equitable services and supports, and that was something we met as well. So a few areas to continue exploring and, you know, corrective action or whatever we want to continue improvement. So each year we use that, and it's helpful information for our teams. Do you have any questions for me?
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Samola.
Yeah, as we wind down the school year, I want to thank the board, our administration, teachers, staff for all their efforts to make the school year a success. We're all here for the students, and it's great to see them grow during the school year. I appreciate everyone's hard work and the positive impact they have on our Vikings. So I just want to thank everybody that contributes to the education of our kids here. We currently have one open teaching position for next school year, which is a preschool position. The position is posted publicly. We plan to fill it with the best candidate as soon as we can. And we're kind of on a time crunch now. Summer's always a busy time. We have a number of projects scheduled, including the big one being updating our camera and access system. So this upgrade is needed and will improve security and manage access to our facilities, so. We've talked about it before, Mr. Doble spoke about it, and so that, getting that underway is gonna be a big help. And a big safety improvement for the campus. Any questions?
I think so. All right, are there any board members with questions or concerns? No? Okay, I've seen a motion to adjourn the May 19th, 2025 regular meeting of the Evergreen Local Board of Education.
Support.
Roll call?
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Carr?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mrs. Keefe?
Yes. All right.